Congratulations, Christine! Congratulations! You're the best. You're the best, Christine. You worked hard for it and you earned it. Congratulations.
Hi everyone, welcome to Little Ruby's Daycare Encounters YouTube channel, where we emphasize play-based learning, wellness, and research-based solutions to issues in early childhood education. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, and share, and stay tuned for more exciting videos.
Okay guys, I'm so excited. I just got the best news ever. So I had a classmate, at school, and she just called me. She just graduated with a doctoral degree, and I'm so happy for her. I'm so excited. Oh, this is amazing. If you have a dream and you really want something and you work hard for it, you're going to get it. Just keep working, just keep striving. You're definitely going to get it. Hello, welcome to Little Ruby's Daycare Encounters YouTube channel, where we emphasize play-based learning, wellness, and research-based solutions to issues in early childhood education. If you're new here, don't forget, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment, share videos, come help us grow our community. Today I'm going to make a meal that is USDA approved, because I do have a menu here and I'm going to show it to you. When you serve lunches with the USDA program, for instance, you have to have meat or meat alternate, vegetable or fruit, vegetables, bread or alternate, or you can serve any other thing, which is optional. So today I'm making some kale okra soup with rice, and then we're gonna have mango on the side. There are two menus. There's the infant menu, which I don't use because I don't have infants currently, but then there is another menu which is for 1 to 12-year-olds, and this is the one I use. And you do have to have your name, the provider's name, the month, the year, and we put the individual dates here. And then for lunch, because that's what I'm going to be showing you in a few minutes. So for lunch, I would have for the meat or meat alternate, I will have goat meat. And then I do want to serve milk. And for the vegetable or fruit, I'm going to have kale. Actually, because of the fruit, I'm going to just write mango here. Mango. And then for the vegetable, I'm going to write kale. For the bread or alternate, it's going to be rice. And then there is no, I'm not serving anything after that. So this will be the lunch I'm about to prepare. So stay tuned and see how we go about that. So for our meat today, I'm going to be making some nice steamed goat meat. I want to adjust this so we can see. Have the camera focus. Okay, here it is. And I have some broth from when I made meat previously, and I put it in here. And then I'm just gonna add some water. And add a little bit of some onions, because these onions I'm gonna use later. But I'll just add a little bit of onions to it. And some of these cubes, these are Maggi cubes. So for our meat, I do have the goat meat on the stove. I use broth from previously cooking meat, which I had stored in the refrigerator. And then I put some salt, some Maggi cubes, and a little bit of water. And I'm just gonna let this steam for an hour, and I'll come back with the other stuff. So for the base, for our okra and kale, I want to put a little bit of oil, just like 2 tablespoons of oil in the pot. I always use my pasta pot for soups because we make a lot of soup that will last us at least three meals. So I have a little bit of oil in here, and I'm gonna add, I'm gonna let it heat up a little. I'll turn that on it. And then as it's heating up, I'm going to add the onions, the tomatoes, and some seasoning, and I'll let that steam for a while. And now the oil is nice and warm. Actually, it's hot. I'm gonna add the onions, and you'll hear it sizzle. Just turn this a little bit. So while the onions is sizzling, I'm gonna add some black pepper. A little bit of black pepper. A sprinkle of cilantro. I really love cilantro. We actually planted some in our garden. Some garlic powder. And some curry. In a little while, I'm going to add some Maggi cubes, these cubes, and I'm going to use 2 of these, but I usually let my onions steam up a little bit. Adding some parsley flakes. And last but not the least is veggie blend. So I'll let that simmer for a while, about 5 to 8 minutes. So now we have the onions ready. See how it's beginning to brown a little bit? We've let it sizzle a little bit and simmer. I'm just gonna add the tomatoes. Tomatoes are ready, all sliced up. I'm gonna add that. I use 2 medium-sized tomatoes and turn it. We're going to let that simmer for another 10 minutes. Okay, people, these are Knorr cubes, not Maggi. Although sometimes I use Maggi, and I guess I'm used to saying Maggi, but these are Knorr cubes. And we can see how that tomato and onion sauce is sizzling, and it smells so good. So this has been cooking for 10 minutes, and now it's time to add the onions. I'm sorry. It's time to add the okra. It's trying to make sure every little bit of okra gets in there. So I'll turn it. Whew, smells so good. And we'll let this sizzle and simmer for 10 minutes. And I'm not gonna put the lid on it. I'm just gonna let it cook with the lid open on medium heat. The stove is on 5, so it's on medium heat. and letting this cook for 10 minutes, and then we'll come back, and it's beginning to get interesting. I'm excited. While the good stuff is cooking on the stove, I don't know if you can hear the sizzle and the simmer, and the smell smells so good. I want to show you my kale. I had the kale slice. Yesterday we went to the farmer's market and we got all these ingredients. We got the okra, the kale, the tomatoes. We got all of that from the farmer's market. So I cut my kale, put it in water. This is warm water, and then I put some vinegar in it, like a little small cup of vinegar, you know, and I let it soak for about 30 minutes in that water, you know, just to get all those germs out, you know, make it clean. And in another 5 minutes, because this has been soaking for a while, in another 5 minutes I'm just gonna get the filter and filter the water out, and then we'll use it for the soup. So we'll be right back. Okay, told you it was beginning to get interesting. So I want to start getting the rice ready to get on the stove. So for the family, we usually do 5 of these measuring cups. I'm just gonna do 5 in the pot. And I put some water in the rice. So, and I wash all the starchy white stuff off the rice. I just do like a double rinse before I put this on the stove. So this is one rinse. This is second rinse. See all that white starchy stuff? I'm gonna filter this off. Just double filtering, double rinse, and just add a little bit more water. And I'm actually going to wash this one more time, but I let it cook for about 8 minutes before I wash it again. I have the filter. Sometimes I know my husband calls this strainer, but I call it filter. I have it ready here, and you won't believe what I'm about to filter. It is the meat, the goat meat is ready and cooked. I'm just gonna let you see it right here. Look at that. It's ready and cooked, and I do want to use the filter or the strainer to strain that nice juicy liquid out of it, and then we'll be back for the next steps. I have the meat strained, and I have the oven on 350, and I'm just gonna let the meat dry up a little bit in the oven. So I have it put it in the pan, you know, because the meat is very cooked, we don't want it disintegrating in the soup. So in order to keep the goat meat nice and firm, we're going to just give it some dryness in the oven. So I turned the oven on to 350, and I'm gonna leave it in there for 30 minutes just so it can dry up the moisture, you know, keeps it together, and it makes it last longer. So this is the broth from the goat meat, and this is the sizzling okra, tomatoes, and onions. and I'm going to add the meat broth to the mixture. I'm gonna take the rice to the sink, and I'm going to use the filter the water out. And I'm going to wash this rice again before I put it back on the stove. It's hot. Let's take this water. Take the water out just like that. Okay, then the water. I'm sure you can notice it's a little less white coming out of it. I'll do this till totally clean, almost clear. Do one more time. So I'm just gonna see how close I have the kale. I'm going to add it to the sauce, the tomato, onion, and meat broth, and all of it. I'm gonna add all of it in here. Okay, and I'm going to add 2 cups of water because I do want the kale submerged in water. And I'm going to let this cook for 25 minutes. We don't like our kale overcooked, so we like it a little bit hard and crisp. So I'll put the top on here and let the kale cook for about, let's get the top, for about 25 minutes. And I want to show you the goat meat, which is baking in the oven. I think it's almost ready now. Let's get this out. See that? It's getting dry. See how it's getting dry? I'm gonna give it another 20 minutes. Let the moisture dry up in it, and take it out and get it ready for the soup. Ooh, look at the goat meat, nice and ready. So I'm gonna add some of the goat meat to this soup and store some, for future use. I don't want to add that all into the soup. This is still sizzling hot from the oven. Smells so good. Woo! All nice and dry. See that goodness? So I'll add some of the meat, just a little bit more meat. Let this sizzle for 20 minutes, and I'll be right back. And the rice is almost done too. Rice is almost ready, cooked and dry. Okay, our rice is ready and cooked. Our soup is ready and cooked, and we're about to have dinner. Okay, I wanted to show you how I would serve this to the kids. And the children, they love this recipe. They love the rice, they love the meat, and they love the mango. The only thing I'll say is that I do have one child here who doesn't eat red meat. So in case of that child, I would just use chicken or fish. And avoid putting the goat meat in the soup, until I can take some part out for him and then cook the other. So this is how I will serve it with a cup of milk. You know, their portions are small, but they know they can always ask for more. So I'm just going to taste this, and we'll see how it tastes. Okay, we're gonna taste this, see how it tastes. You can get the first bite. And delicious. It's delicious. You see, I have to cut the goat meat into little tiny pieces, you know, just to prevent choking. It's good. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the show, and congratulations once again, Christine. And I want everybody watching today to remember that prayers still get answered, miracles still happen, and everything is possible. So till next time, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.